that violate the futility doctrine and promise that you'll gain nothing. I have never been in a set of negotiations where we were not able to achieve an agreement that the membership ratified. That doesn't mean it can't happen, but I haven't seen it since I started negotiating in 1991. So the futility doctrine says that you cannot thwart an organizing drive, or your right under Section 7 to organize by promising you nothing. And things change. When you vote us in, and you vote us in strong, the company is going to understand that we are your Section 9 negotiator, your representative. And the employee members are going to be along with us at the negotiating table. So if they were to come to the bargaining table and say, we're not going to give you anything, that's a Section 8 violation of your Section 7 rights. Probably the biggest example I have of an employer that said you're not going to get squat is Utility Tree. Landis Mardula, gentleman in a beautiful hat in the back, Landis was instrumental in organizing Utility Tree, and they promised us that, and all of the employees, that you will get nothing. Through our relationships with Pacific Gas and Electric, and the relationship that we built within a week with Utility Tree's parent company, we gained an agreement, and over 2 years, the average increase was 26% for those employees, both in pension and in wages. The second example that I have for you on the violation of the futility doctrine is Frontier Communications. Now, Utility Tree had 120 employees, roughly. When we organized Frontier Communications, Shingletown, Calusa, we had 10 employees. But they swore to those employees in mandatory meetings that you will get nothing. And they wanted one thing, those employees, besides not going backwards. They wanted binding arbitration. They committed 3 unfair practices, in my opinion. The director of the San Francisco of the National Labor Relations Board agreed with 2 of them. The company immediately corrected those 2 areas. It was both in merit pay and incentive pay that they withheld because of the organizing drive. They told them that they were going to, the board was going to get a hold of the Superior Court, which is exactly how it would work here, if there was a serious unfair practice during bargaining, and file what they call a 10J injunction. And the company, by Superior Court, would be compelled to cease and desist any unfair practice, including refusal to negotiate immediately and come back to the table. We negotiated an arbitration clause in our first agreement with Shingletown, Calusa, Frontier Communications. They achieved what they wanted to achieve, and you'll see there was a little bit of, I didn't write it, but somebody was bragging for me. By a 9-to-1 margin, that group, after 7 months of negotiations, they were happier than hell with the contract they got by 9-to-1 margins because there was only 10 of them. But they did achieve overwhelmingly what they had expected. If there are good faith negotiations, our anticipation is that we bring a contract to you that meets your expectations. You're not going to pay a penny of dues until you ratify that agreement, not 1 penny. Dues are not retroactive. There is no initiation fee into this union. Citizen strong, and see us deliver a contract that meets your expectations.
So he doesn't want to look back at history, guys. He doesn't want to go back 5 or 10 years. He wants everybody to look at him right now to make it look like he's doing something. Basically, just job like the guys are submitted. Yeah, in the past.